A new DC anime has been released. Harley Quinn, Joker, Deadshot, Clayface, King Shark, and even Peacemaker make appearances in this animated series of Suicide Squad. Stay until the end of the video to stay updated on all the details surrounding this new production. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Suicide Squad Isekai is the newest DC anime that just premiered on Max. In another world, an Isekai, where there are realms and magical creatures. The story revolves around the Suicide Squad team. They must fulfill a mission imposed by Amanda Waller and survive in this new world. The episode begins in Gotham City. Harley Quinn and Joker take hostages in a building, and from the start, they comment on how it would be if they could go to a new world, a different place. Meanwhile, Amanda Waller, the leader of Argus, is involved in an experiment with a sort of portal to another world. Returning to Harley and Joker, the police arrive at the location where the hostages are, but it was all a trap. An explosion occurs in the building, and then we see the two clowns fleeing in a very peculiar car that, instead of having a steering wheel, has a piano in its place. Right away, we can see that this version of Joker is a talented pianist, playing the instrument while fleeing from the police. There is a moment during this escape where Joker and Harley throw money to the people on the street, and this detail reminds me a lot of an episode from Batman the Animated Series called Joker's Millions. Another thing to highlight about this version of Joker is the resemblance to Jared Leto's Joker in some aspects, such as the romance with Harley, the face, attire, and even the manner of speaking, which remind us a bit of the controversial Joker we saw in Suicide Squad in 2016. Meanwhile, the scientists are unable to stabilize the gate because the energy they have is not sufficient. It is then revealed that they are draining energy from a woman to open this portal, and increasing the power would put too much pressure on her. Amanda Waller orders them to increase the potency anyway, as this woman is merely a tool to open the portal. Amanda Waller is being her usual self here. In fact, she has been involved in several recent DC productions. She is in My Adventures with Superman, is one of the most important characters in the ongoing megasaga of DC Comics, will have her own series in the DCU, not to mention her appearances in past films and animations. She is a significant character in the DC universe who almost always takes the spotlight in the productions. So far, it has not been revealed who the woman being used to open the portal is, but considering that this anime is referencing the two films, it is probably Enchantress being drained of her magic. Returning to the episode, Joker and Harley stop at a bar. Upon entering, Harley initiates a fight with the men present while Joker waits for her in the car. After the police show up, Joker flees, leaving Harley behind. Harley Quinn also flees the scene and realizes that Joker abandoned her, and suddenly, Katana appears, attacking Harley. Soon, they engage in combat, and Harley gets knocked out. I found the lack of fluidity in this fight scene quite bothersome. It seemed a bit stiff. Interestingly, it was the only moment where I noticed this lack of fluidity throughout the episode. Afterwards, Harleen Quinzel is apprehended and taken to Belle Reve. Meanwhile, Waller manages to open the portal to another world. But before we continue, if you're a DC fan and want to stay up to date on all the news, releases, and even reminisce about great moments from animations, films, series, comics, and games, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you will help us reach our goal of the first 1,000 subscribers and keep this channel running. Thank you very much to all of you who are part of this increasingly engaged community. In the prison, Waller appears, escorted by armed soldiers, to recruit Harley, Deadshot, Clayface, Peacemaker, and King Shark. Although the prison guard warned her that working with these villains is madness, Waller says that you can't change the world without a little madness. Soon, they wake up trapped in a helicopter, and the dynamics between them are funny and exaggerated. Clayface, with devices on his arms to contain his powers, becomes irritated because no one recognizes him as a famous actor. Peacemaker, tied up with his head covered, resembling Jason, according to Harley, Deadshot, full of swagger and hot-headed, and as always, the Clown Queen can't hold back her sharp tongue with all of them. While everyone is conversing, Agent Adam, who is in charge of the group, appears. To explain why they are all there, he asks everyone to look at the TV and says, "Hear the word of the Lord," and then we see the image of Amanda Waller, clearly referencing the 2016 Suicide Squad film, where Colonel Flagg, in the same situation, raises a tablet and says, "Hear the voice of God." Amanda gives the instructions that the squad must follow, which are to create and protect a series of bridgeheads that will serve as bases for conducting research and exploring resources in a region. If the mission is successful, their sentences will be reduced, otherwise, the tracking chips that Waller implanted in each of them will explode. The helicopter loses control and crashes. Upon exiting, they realize they are in a different world, with dragons, armored knights, orcs, and other creatures. Harley even jokingly remarks that it feels like they are in The Lord of the Rings, and Clayface believes he is on a film set, perhaps for Alice in Wonderland. When warrior pigs start attacking the squad, everyone quickly notices that this place is very real and begins to fight back, defeating them with the help of King Shark, who escapes from the helicopter and starts devouring the heads of the creatures. Eventually, Deadshot manages to hit the Pig King. Afterward, a group of knights arrives, who are poised to attack the pigs. They are startled by the appearance of King Shark and seeing that the creatures have already been defeated. However, Clayface explains that the team is on the side of the knights and has come in peace. Unfortunately, their attempt fails, as they end up being captured. The episode ends with Katana, and possibly other DC villains, discussing the arrival of the Suicide Squad in this Isekai. I enjoyed this episode, except for Joker. I haven't liked what they have done with him in the anime yet. However, regarding that, I prefer to reserve judgment until the next episode since he had little screen time. As for the Suicide Squad, as I mentioned before, I really enjoy their interaction, and so far, Clayface is my favorite character here. The soundtrack is excellent and clearly draws influence from the anime Cowboy Bebop, which also has a jazz-focused soundtrack. I liked what they did. In terms of animation, in my opinion, it is well done, except for the moment in the Harley and Katana fight scene that I mentioned earlier, and the moment when Clayface fully transforms, which looks strange with the applied 3D. It didn't turn out as well. Nonetheless, I enjoyed what was presented. Regarding Harley Quinn, ever since the first trailer was released, it was clear that she would have a major role in the anime, and indeed, in this first episode, she is the main protagonist. However, I didn't feel that it diminished the screen time of the rest of the team. The others were not sidelined, which is very good because one of the strongest aspects here is the interaction among the squad members. Now I want to know your opinion. Did you enjoy the first episode of Suicide Squad Isekai? What do you expect from the next episodes? Which other DC villain would you like to see? Write it down in the comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so that you can always stay informed about everything related to DC. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.